Explain that is the ninth standard social history second chapter Medieval India and Political Transition Part 2 video. So as you know, in last video I explained about the Rajput kings, what were the developments done by the Rajput in India, and I also explained about the Turk dynasties, the Muhammad Ghori and Ghazni. So Muhammad Ghazni I explained. Next us continue the Ghori. So Muhammad Ghori returned to the Ghor back, and again he faced the Prithviraj Chauhan, as I said in last video, Prithviraj Chauhan, who defeated Muhammad Ghori in at a terrain in 1190 CE. So this time Muhammad Ghazni had a lot of preparation. Muhammad Ghori has a lot of preparation. So in this pattern, the archers of the Turks succeeded, and the quick cavalry of Turks dispersed the Rajput army with slow-moving elephants, and Govindrao and Bhola, who were instrumental in the Rajput victory during first Syrian battle, were killed. So Prithviraj Chauhan was imprisoned, and Prithviraj Chauhan continued to rule for a while. After his surrender, he was given Iran, and Muhammad Ghori appointed his slave to take care of the area won by him in the India, and he got murdered on his way back to the Ghori. So this was about Muhammad Ghori. So next, political uh, implication. So the victory of Ghoris had made a major political implication. So the political system consisting of small kingdoms were vanished in them, and also a centralized rule of sultans who has immense power in Delhi came into an existence, and as a result the Sultan. So with the departure of Muhammad Ghori, so his slaves started strengthening their rule in the to acquire in the areas of conquered by the Turks. So Kutubuddin Aibak, who was a slave who was very close to Muhammad Ghori and enjoyed his confidence, made Delhi the capital of Chauhans and has his center of administration, and also the other military generals of Turks who had remained in India accepted Qutbuddin Aibak as the Sultan, and Qutbuddin Aibak became the founder of Ghulam slave dynasty, and the rule of Turk, which started by Aibak, was continued by Khilji, Tughlaq, Sayyid and Lodi sister dynasty till the arrival of Mughals. So Ghulam dynasty. So all the peoples who succeeded Muhammad Ghori in all the places conquered by him in India. So all the places that were conquered by Muhammad Ghori in India were his slaves who were working as their slaves. And Qutbuddin Aibak was established Turkey rule in Delhi. He was also a slave under Muhammad Ghori, and his successors were also slaves. So hence the rules done by is termed as the Ghulam dynasty rule. Next, apart from this, Aibak, Iltutmish, Razia Sultan, and Bulban are the important in the Ghulam dynasty. So Qutbuddin Aibak, let us know about some information about him. So he laid the strong foundation for the in the rule of Delhi Sultans, and Qutbuddin Aibak belongs to a family of Afghanistan Turks and was sold to Khaji of Nishampur as slave by his guardians, and Aibak received education in Arabic and Persian. The governor of Ghazni purchased him as slave, and Aibak attracted the attention of Muhammad Ghori by his slavery, and Aibak built a Quwat ul Islam mosque in Delhi, and he also started building Qutub Minar there itself, and also scholars like Nizami and a Mudawir were in his court, and a work named Tajul Masir provided the information on Qutbuddin Aibak. Next, Iltutmish. So he belongs to the Ilbari family who was a slave to Qutbuddin, and he was an administration who was controlling the Gwalior, and he was became the successor making Qutbuddin Aibak a successful person. And Ghazni kings Tajuddin Elot and since Nasiruddin Qabja could not tolerate the absence of Iltutmish as the Sultan revolted against them, and Iltutmish defeated them, and then Iltutmish conquered the Ranthambore, Mandor, Gwalior, Bilcha, Ajmer, Kannauj, and Mongolians invaded India for the first time under the leadership of King Genghis Khan, and Iltutmish made them to retreat successfully to help them acquire the kingdoms. And these achievements of Iltutmish made the Caliph as the Baghdad to issue a letter bestowing administration powerful to him. Next, also, the Prime Minister and the judges used to advise him Iltutmish, and Iltutmish brought gold and silver coins into circulation, and he completed the construction of Qutub Minar, which was the ideas of Kutubuddin, and Kutubuddin has started during his time. And next, Razia Sultan. So, as Iltutmish's son Rukubuddin Firoz was incompetent, his daughter Razia Begum and participated in many battles dressing as a man, and she was established her own kingdoms rule for Sindh to Bengal, and the province official and who were unable to tolerate her rule revolted and killed her. Next, Ghiyas-Uddin Balban. So Balban, who was a slave of Iltutmish, had had a had been part in Turkish slave group due to his loyalty, intelligence, and good qualities. So during the regime of Razia Sultan, he was appointed to be the most Amir-e-Shikar, means the Turkish Sardars supported him during the political unrest, and that emerged after the death of Razia Sultan. Balban became the Sultan King of the Delhi. Next, after becoming the Sultan, he controlled the misrule of disciplined Turkish Sardar, and also he destroyed the Turkish Sardars group, and also he thwarted the Mongolians' attack and ensured peace and order in his kingdom, and also he implemented various etiquettes and initiated various traditions in his court, and also he rebuilt his army, and with the support of able military general in order to Mongolia attack, he built forts along the borders of the northwest India, and he was murdered by his own Wazir minister, the slave dynasty comes to an end. The next is the the next dynasty that we are going to learn is the Khilji dynasty, who ruled from 1290 to 1320 around 20 CE. So Jalaluddin established the Khilji dynasty. Later, Alauddin killed him and became the Sultan of Delhi. So let us know about the Alauddin Khilji. So he grew up under a protection of Jalaluddin, and during his childhood days, he was a good warrior, served as the governor, and also he was a good military general. As the military general, he invaded Malwa, Bilwa, and Devgiri and plundered a lot of wealth. And also he killed his guide and mentor Jalaluddin, and thus by treating the path of murder and plunder, Jalaluddin became the Sultan of Delhi, and Jalaluddin thwarted the attacks of Mongolians, and also he defeated the Rajput kings, the Kandeva II of Maghera dynasty, and Hamir Deva of Ranthambore, and Bhim Singh of Chittor, and along with this he conquered Malwa, Jalore, Bundi, Mandor, and Tam. So the honor of success of completion of Southern India invasion goes to his general who is Malik Kafur. And during his time, he invaded. During this time, he went to Devgiri, Warangal, Dwara, Samudra, and Madurai, and became responsible for the destruction of these places. And he did not integrate his conquest states into his state, but simply plundered them. And after him, his third son, Kutubuddin Mubarak, ruled for 4 years and was murdered by the soldiers. And later, Qazi Malik murdered Khusro and established Tughlaq dynasty. So, administration religious endowment, enhanced gifts, lands, and subsidy, and an efficient intelligence network was established by him, and he prohibited alcohol, drugs, and dice game, and he banned association formation among the Sardars. And during his time, During this time, the farmers with the minor land holding and also the big land lots had to pay the taxes. So military reforms. So the task of recruitment. So training of soldiers and supply of arms and horses was made by a defense ministry, and the salary of the soldiers were dispersed on the last day of the month and in the form of a cash, and the initial record of the soldiers were created based on their physical feature, and a system of record that were named as Julia was brought into effect for his purpose, and the process of stamping the horse was called as tag came into efficiency. So market reforms. So the reforms in the market that were implemented by Alauddin Khilji that ensured him a special place in the history was he created a system wherein the people who has access on the pulsar, he has cooking oil, sugar, salt and fuel, and has at a fair price they can take. And similarly, he established market to sell horses and slaves, and he also appointed higher officials, they are called as Shahin e Mandi, to regulate the market and serve punishment were accorded for the given good punishment for the cheaters. So Tughlaqabad dynasty. Tughlaq dynasty. So Tughlaq dynasty, as you know in the year I said, so the Khusro. So by Mubarak. So he murdered and he Khusro established the Tughlaq dynasty. So the Tughlaq dynasty was formed by Ghayazuddin Tughlaq. Ghayazuddin Tughlaq, who maintained the peace and order in the Delhi by implementing a good administrative policies, and also he strengthened the border to prevent the Mongol invasions to the Delhi, and also he built irrigation canals and benefited for the farmers, and he also decreases the taxes that were put by the people by Alauddin Khilji, and also he established the systems consisting of horsemen and runners, and he built Tughlaqabad fort near Delhi, and also he conquered Madurai, Warangal, and maintained law and order in Gujarat and Bengal, and also the other important rulers of these dynasties who were the Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Firoz Tughlaq. So okay friends, here it is enough. I will explain the other topics in the next video. So till here I understand, I think so. So okay friends, like, comment on my and subscribe my channel and continue for more video. I will see you in the next video explaining this chapter as part 3 video. So till then, take care, have a nice day, bye bye friends.